Before I go to the Dhamma talk, I just want to tell you today we should close to the Medicine Buddha chanting, but it's a difficult sutra. They have some new friends come in, so we go to the regular practice. And this evening, Master Quang and the nun, they will close the chanting on the Medicine Buddha, because that's the end of the month of January for the lunar calendar. So we close that chanting. Now we go to the Dhamma talk. Please join me to invoke the name of our teacher 3 times. Namo Sakyamuni Buddha. Namo Sakyamuni Buddha. Namo Sakyamuni Buddha. The one I talked to you today about, I talked about few things in history, like recently. This week, one of the very good monk in Vietnam, he died. His name is Thích Quang. He's the one, a lot of people, they propose for the Nobel Prize for Peace. He's very brave, very courageous monk. He died aged 94. Okay? The communist people put him in jail, and they give him the death penalty because they said he's against the communist government. But he's not scared. They dare not execute him because a lot of international organizations intervene, so they dare not execute him. So they put him in jail. They call camp education and house arrest. So lately he lives in Saigon in a small temple. But he's very good. About 25 years ago, I sent back $3,000 to him so he can use the money to buy the food to help the poor people. He always helps the poor people. But when he buys the food, he transferred to the place to help the poor people. The communists confiscated it because they said have to go through them with the authorization, the permit to distribute the food, so confiscated. But he's very good, very brave. And they want to deport him out of Vietnam because like a thorn with them. So, but he refused to go. He stayed. He's very brave all his life. And he's not scared of dying. So I think I call him like he's a Bodhisattva. Always serve the poor people like a Mother Teresa. Okay? It's so ridiculous. The people like him and Mother Teresa and the nun in Taiwan, Chen An, they do a lot. And they didn't care about the price. They refused the prize. They don't want to go together. Our president wants to have a peace prize, Nobel Peace Prize. And these people, no, they don't want it. The people, proposed it. They refused. They said no, especially the nun from Taiwan. She helped 95 countries. She's amazing. She raised a lot of money. Now, probably she raised about $1 billion already. About 30 years before I read it, she raised about $300 million US. She lived very simple. She lived like Mother Teresa, nothing for herself. She have a small temple, but she have a big conference room to help people. And she had a lot of programs all over the world. She helped the Doctors Without Borders to help everything to do it. And they give a prize, she never go to get it. She didn't accept any honor, I think, at all. Just to help. It's amazing. And this monk, he just died, the same thing. He died in 1994. But it's amazing. He's still very alert, very intelligent at the end of his life. He's still ambulatory. He's still walking around, not like Thích is in wheelchair now. And he have a stroke. He cannot talk. He can move only one hand. But this monk Thích Quang still alert, still talking, still moving around, slow but moving around. He didn't need wheelchair, didn't need worker, anything. It's amazing. He's very thin but walking around. Amazing. He practiced loving compassion or loving kindness, like the nun from Taiwan. She had a program she called it loving compassion. She raised a lot of money, but all the money helped. Like I talked to you about the Chinese monk Ching Kong. He raised a lot of money, but he didn't use to build temple, everything. He used to print sutra, to print book in all kind of language, English, French, Chinese, Vietnamese, Spanish, everything for free. He print about million book. He said this one, the money go in my left hand, it go to the right hand I pay the printing shop. I print the book to give the people so you can study Buddhism. It's amazing. Amazing. These people, they practice it. In Buddhism, you see that, like our Buddha, our teacher, he didn't teach by empty talk. He teach by example. He teach us loving kindness. He practiced loving kindness. Loving compassion. He practiced loving compassion. He always use example. All these good monks, the same thing. They use example, they do. They teach by example. They call it body teaching. You have a verbal teaching. We have a body teaching. They do it by example, their life, their whole life. Our Buddha the same way. You read about his life. Everything he tells you, he do it. He take care of the poor people, the sick people. He do everything himself. He go to beg the food. He can stay home with people bring offering to him, but no. He go out begging for food. He give example. He did one time at lunchtime only. In the morning he get up. He do the early teaching, and then meditate. At lunch he go back for food from 11 to 1, and then sit down to eat. In the evening he do the teaching again, and then keep doing that all his life. Everything is example. And you see that's the way in the Buddhist way, always by example. And I read about this one. It's so sad, about the greed, Buddha teaches the three poison: ignorance, anger, and the greed. The greed is terrible in our country. Like I read this morning about the New York Times. A lot of them, they call non-profit organization. It's so greedy. They talk about hospital, many big hospital, non-profit organization. They very profitable. And the COE of that hospital, they pay themselves $3.5 million a year, their salary. And on the HMO, Health Maintenance Organization, they pay themselves $4 million a year. So who benefited? Only them, not the patient, not the thing. Only the hospital that. And they said the hospital in the rural area, the one they suffer, the one they deserve a non-profit, they cannot make it. Because mostly they take care of poor people, Medicaid people. And here they fight about Obamacare because Obama wants to help the people have no insurance to pay. But now they don't want it. They said it's not good. So do that, they cut off the Medicaid patient. So what did happen? The poor people, they go to the emergency room. So who pay? Taxpayer, we pay. Like this city here, I'm a doctor, so I know. The University Hospital, every year, they have to pay about $17 million just to care for the indigent patient. Because they didn't have a Medicaid. So where they go? Go to the emergency room. And who pay? We taxpayer, we pay. Or tax, you pay tax, property tax, you pay for the school, you pay for the hospital, you pay them. So you cut up Obamacare, what? And they go to emergency room, and you end up to pay it. All of us, we pay it. So, they don't care. And you see the politics in this country is so corrupted. Both the two parties, not one party, you see. They run for office, money, money, money. How many million, almost a billion to buy the presidency. They buy it. They bought the presidency. Nobody poor politician can run it. There's no way. You want to run for Congress, for Senate, have money, money. On these rich people, they control it because they give them for campaign. So you see that they have no democracy. Not on the poor people, the little people like us, we have no voice. Only the rich people, they have their voice because they contribute, they pay for them. So now the billionaire run for president. You don't have the regular guy, the poor guy run for president. It's impossible. Even for House, for Senate, you cannot run that. You have the money to run it. You see how so sad about the greed. In the non-profit organization, you see on the clinic, they're so famous, Mayo Clinic, Cleveland Clinic, Master General, non-profit payment. They serve rich people. They profit a lot. And they pay themselves $3.5 million a year, their salary. HMO, $4 million a year. How about the poor patient? Who care for them? Look, see, so think about Buddha teachers, the greed is so bad. So bad, It makes that. And you see that we thought that we are industrialized country, we are a very advanced country. I just read that the kid born in America, their life expectancy is only 78. The kid born in Beijing, their life expectancy is 80. Supposedly they're poorer than us, but their life expectancy is 80. Our life expectancy is only 78. And we are advanced country, industrialized country, supposedly rich country. Our life expectancy is shorter than the Japanese, shorter now than the kid from Beijing. It's unbelievable because the greed and the discrepancy between the life expectancy, the rich American live 20 years longer than the poor American. The poor American, they live 20 years shorter than the rich American, the same country. The same country. It's so sad. And the infant mortality, we are so high. We are industrialized country. Our infant mortality is very high compared to the other country. And the health system, they thought about that. And they said, why England have a single payer insurance? And they're doing well. Germany have a multi-layer insurance. They're doing very well. Why we cannot do it? Why Canada can do it? Australia can do it. Germany can do it. England can do it. France can do it. We cannot do it. That's the greed at all. There's all the excuse that to justify it. And the people suffer. They don't care. Yeah? The minority, they control everything. That's the greed. Okay. So I think, sometimes I think as a Buddhist person, we have to think. We have to support the good politician. Support somebody to care for the general population, not for the minority of them, for their interest. So think about that. Think about serving. Buddha said that the best way to worship Buddha, to serve your fellow people. If you serve your fellow people, that you practice Buddhism. And look at the greed, look on these things, And they blame about Obamacare. They look like, it's a mistake. Obama do that. That now they cut 400,000 people without health insurance. 400,000 people. But where they go? They go to emergency room. By law, emergency room cannot turn them down. They have to do it. And who pay? We all pay. We all pay it. You pay your property taxes, you pay in there. You pay for the hospital. They have a tax in there. So we can avoid. So you suppress Obamacare, we still pay. We pay more. And the people don't have good care. They go emergency room, what's that? They have one-time care only. They have no follow-up. They keep going back and get sicker and sicker and they die. If they have Obamacare, maybe they have a continuous care. Somebody follow them, lessen their sickness, and it prolongs their life. It's better. They go missionary, they get one-time care only, no follow-up. So it's very expensive, and they come back sicker, and they die. And it's more burden for us. If they die, they cannot bury themselves. We taxpayer, the city of San Antonio give $3,000 for the pauper, so we can make a hole for them and get a little bit coffin, cheap coffin for them. You and us, we pay too. We pay for them. We cannot throw their body on the street. We have to bury anyway. So the pauper get $3,000 each time they die. And come from who? Come from all of us. So think about that. Think about social justice. Think about the loving kindness and loving compassion. It's very important. So the time when you vote, think about that. What somebody they are good, somebody they care for the general public. Somebody, that. And instead of empty talk and stuff that, they promise some things. So I just read it now. We elect billionaire. Trump is billionaire. Now we have another billionaire he want to run. He doesn't run for us. They just buy the presidency. They bought it because they have $1 billion. They can buy it. They put 500 million or 1 billion. They buy their slot. And we really wouldn't have really the one who run it. I think poor like Obama, he's a poor guy. Relatively, compared to us, he's really rich, but compared to everybody, he's a poor guy. But that's the way, it looks so sad, So the more you study, or you think that what Buddha teaches, this poison, the greed, it is terrible, terrible. And now practice it. Practice like Chen An from Taiwan, like the monk, he just died. Care everything about the poor people. They're not scared of dying. So I tell Master Quang said, you're young. You're 31 years old. You have to be a real good monk. So I tell him that I'm 82 already. I'm approaching and die one this day. So he need to take over. And he need to care that. Open this temple. Open for all the general public. And make this one monastery, so can train more monk and nun to serve the people. That's your mission. That's your goal. Okay? So I tell him, the most important to be a good monk. Later on, he take good care of that. And all of you, the Sangha, you need to help him. So we can have this temple wide open, the door. Welcome all the good people come in. One good people, I tell Leon Quang said, is worth 100%. So all of you help this temple, this institution. That way benefit everybody. Tell them how important to be kind, to be compassionate, to care for the other people. Okay? And Albert Einstein, he said one saying, it's very nice, I read it. He said, it doesn't matter. He become a man of success. He become a man of value. Is much better. He said, the man's really the value is more important than the success. So if you claim you're a successful man, no. Valuable man is much better. But in our society, they said, oh, they want to be successful man or woman. It doesn't matter. Valuable person is much more better, much better. That I read about Albert Einstein, man of value, better than man of success. So think about that. Think about we try, me and Leon Quang Minh. Leon Quang Minh is admirable. He spent a lot of time, a lot of his effort. He bleed, he sweat. I tell him you can bleed and sweat, but then die. Okay, you need to live to serve. Okay, I'm telling he's accident prone because he's too tall. Yeah? He's a center. Gravity is up high here, not low like me. Yeah, but so he fall easily. He fall easily. So tell him, be careful, then die. So live to serve. That way you can build this temple, make this temple stable. But more of that, so we can open the door. And I tell Quang Chi yesterday, I talked to him joking. I dream one this day, you open a college. You have an undergraduate program, 4-year program to train the people. 4-year program in Buddhism. Not graduate because we don't have the money, the qualification to do it. At least we do 4-year college in Buddhism. We train more monk and nun. So we can do it, so we can serve it. I said, that's your mission, that's your goal. He have college educated, he have a graduate, he go to graduate school. And I said, I know quite a few monks. I have one very monk, he have a PhD degree, he's a professor now. He's an adjunct professor. I said, we can invite a lot of them. We can open the door. But with the finish this one, we need more help. So Quang Chi can open a monastery, open 4 years college to train more monk and nun. That's our next step. We have to do it. And all of you join him, help him, give him a hand. That way, he can do it. He can make it better, okay? Because it belongs to all of you. If you believe that your mission in life is to help the other people, you can do it. Be a man of value, not a man of success. You can have a lot of money, you can have a lot of things, but be a man of value. Be a person of value. A lady of value is much better than of success. Okay? That's my talk today about the things. So in Buddhism, it's very important reflection. Reflect about what you did, what you study, so we can apply it. The practice much better. Or that all these monks, what they do, they practice it. They apply it, what they learned from Buddha, our fundamental teacher. We learn from him. We apply for our own life, so we can benefit the other people. And in Buddhism, the most important things, you help yourself before you can help other people. How do you help yourself? Become a better person. You better yourself. That you help yourself, you become a better person. When you become a better person, you can influence the people around you. You make things better. Okay? That's the best thing you can do. Best thing, you pay back to your parents, your grandparents, pay back to your teacher, pay back to society. Buddha teach you 4 gratitude in life. The first, we are grateful to Buddha. He showed us the way of life. Second, to our parents. Without our parents, we're not here. Okay? The third thing, to our nation, to our country. The fourth thing, to all the sentient beings. Without them, we cannot survive. Okay? Insects, they help us to survive because they extinct, the imbalance in the ecosystem, we cannot survive. So the bird help us, everything help us, the plant, everything help us. So if anybody they destroy the ecosystem, they destroy themselves. They didn't see it. If you destroy the ants, you destroy the ecosystem because we have to be balanced, we survive. Like in our body, okay? Some people said, oh, you have a very clean body. You destroy all the germ inside yourself, all the things, you can survive. Now they put prebiotic, probiotic. They do what they bring it to make the balance. That's a good science. But you kill all the germ, you cannot survive. It have to have a balance. So ecosystem the same way. So we be grateful to sentient being that way. All of them, they're very, very beneficial for our existence. We kill them, it hurt ourselves. We hurt ourselves. So all my talk today, and I just try to think a little bit more, think over, and that help this temple. Right now, me and Leon, we try. And next step, you help Quang Chi, Master Quang Chi, so he can develop the temple a bit more better. Okay? Maybe I live 10 more years. Maybe I die next morning. Nobody knows. Okay? And Quang Chi, maybe he'll be here 70 more years, 80 more years, because they said the expectancy, the longevity can go up to 125, or the maximum 225. Who knows? He can live 100 more years. He can serve more. He can help more, can do more. It'd be fantastic. Okay? Maybe me and Leon will not be here after that, but we have him, the next generation, and he have a future generation, and all of that, and this institution get a little bit better and bigger. Okay, that's all our dream. Okay, in life we have a dream, and that's our dream. So, if anybody have any question, I try to answer your question. If I have no question, we transfer them. We go chanting. Namo Sakya Moni Buddha. Namo Sakya Moni Buddha. Namo Sakya Moni Buddha. On positive karmic action we accomplished today, I want to transfer to everybody wisdom and enlightenment. Your dinner service, you might think about Bodhi, speech and mind in perfect oneness, I set my heart along with the sound of the bell. May the ears awaken from forgetfulness and transcend all anxiety and sorrow. Listen, listen, this wonderful sound brings me back to my true home. Incense offering. In gratitude we offer this incense to all Buddhas and Bodhisattvas
throughout space and time. May it be fragrant as earth herself, reflecting our careful efforts, our wholehearted mindfulness, and the fruit of understanding slowly ripening. May we and all beings be companions of Buddhas and Bodhisattvas. May we awaken from forgetfulness and realize our true home.
Open your eyes.
The incense in the censer now is burning. All the Dharma realm in every place, auspicious clouds appearing. Our sincere intention thus fulfilling, as all Buddhas now show their perfect body. Homage to the incense cloud canopy, Bodhisattva and great Bodhisattvas.
Now we bow together. This is for bowing.
Homage to the abiding Buddha, the supreme Dharma and sage of Ishanga, throughout the Dharma realm and the realm of empty space and 3 periods of time. Homage to the fundamental teacher Shakyamuni Buddha, Maitreya, honored future Buddha, Manjushri, great wisdom Bodhisattva, universal great conduct Bodhisattva, all Dharma guarding Deva Bodhisattva, and the magic mountain assembly of Buddhas and Bodhisattvas.
Homage
to Amitabha Buddha in the land of ultimate bliss, Avalokiteshvara, great compassion Bodhisattva, great strength Bodhisattva, earth sword, great vow Bodhisattva, and the assembly of great pure sea light Bodhisattvas.
Please sit down. English mantra. Repeat the mantra without the hand, without the hand, or like this. Namo Ratnatrayaya, Namo Aryamanukitashavaraya, Bodhisattvaya, Mahasattvaya, Mahakarunikaya, Om Sarvanamati, Sudanatasya, Namaskritvanavadaya, Avalokiteshavarayantahava, Namo Nilakanta, Shri Mahapadashami, Sarvanata Shubham, Ashiyum, Sarva Sattva Namo Vasarva Namo Bhagavate Tanyata Om Babalokadokate Karati Ishiri Mahabodhisattva Sabo Sabo Paramara Mashi Mashi Vidayu Guru Guru Kaming Duru Duru Pashyati Mahapashyati Narada Virini Shvaraya Jara Jara Mahavamara Buddhirehi Shina Shina Balashin Balashari Vasha Vaslim Varashaya Uru Urupa Uru Uru Shri Sara Sara Siri Siri Suru Suru Bodhaya 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 Maitreya Nilakanta Trisarana Vayavane Swaha Siddhaya Swaha Mahasiddhaya Swaha Siddhaya Swaraya Swaha Nilakanti Swaha Pranila Swaha Shri Simbhamukaya Swaha Sarva Mahasastaya Swaha Chakrahastaya Swaha Padmakeshaya Swaha Nilakante Pantalaya Swaha Bhori Shankaraya Swaha Namo Ratnatrayaya Namo Arya Avalokite Shavaraya Swaha Om Siddhyatu Mantra Pataya Swaha. The Dharma body is bringing morning light and concentration. My heart is at peace. A half smile is born on my lips. This is a new day, and I vow to go through it in mindfulness. The sun of wisdom has risen, shining in every direction. Noble Shanga, diligently bring your mind into meditation. Namo Shakyamunaye Buddhaya. Namo Shakyamunaye Buddhaya. Namo Shakyamunaye Buddhaya. Touching the one who bows and the one who is bowed to are both by nature empty. Therefore the communication between them is inexpressibly perfect. Our practice center is the net of
offering light in the 10 directions, the Buddha, the Dharma, and the Sangha, to whom we bow in gratitude. Teaching and living the way of awareness in the very midst of suffering and confusion. Shakyamuni Buddha, the awakened one, to whom we bow in gratitude. Cutting through ignorance, awakening our hearts and our minds, Manjushri, the Bodhisattva of great understanding, to whom we bow in gratitude. Working mindfully, working joyfully for the sake of all beings, Samantha the Bodhisattva of great action, to whom we bow in gratitude. Responding to suffering, serving beings in countless ways, Avalokiteshvara, the Bodhisattva of great compassion, to whom we bow in gratitude. Seed of awakening and loving kindness in children, sprouts, and all beings, Maitreya, the Buddha, to be born, to whom we bow in gratitude. Showing the way fearlessly and compassionately, the stream of all our ancestral teachers, to whom we bow in gratitude. The Dharma is deep and lovely. We now have a chance to see it and practice it. We vow to realize its true meaning. Of the Pranaparamita, the Bodhisattva Avalokita, while moving in the deep course of perfect understanding, shed light on the 5 skandhas and found them equally empty. After this penetration, he overcame ill-being. The Sashadiputra, form is emptiness. Emptiness is form. Form is not other than emptiness. Emptiness is not other than form. The same is true with feelings, perceptions, mental formations, and consciousness. Listen, Shariputra, all dharmas are marked with emptiness. They are neither produced nor destroyed, neither defiled nor immaculate, neither increasing nor decreasing. Therefore, in emptiness there is neither form nor feelings, nor perceptions, nor mental formations, nor consciousness, no eye or ear or nose or tongue or body or blood, no form, no sound, no smell, no taste, no touch, no object of mind, no realms of elements, no interdependent origins, no extinction of them, no ill-being, no cause of ill-being, no end of ill-being, and no path, no understanding, no attainment, because there is no attainment. The Bodhisattvas grounded perfect understanding, find no obstacles for their minds, having no obstacles they overcome.
We
invoke your name, Avalokiteshvara. We aspire to learn your way of listening with honor to help relieve the suffering in the world. You know how to listen in order to understand. We invoke your name in order to practice listening with all our attention and open-heartedness. We will sit and listen without any prejudice. We will sit and listen without judging or reacting. We will sit and listen in order to understand. We will sit and listen so attentively that we will be able to hear what the other person is saying. Also, what is being left unsaid. We know that just by listening deeply, we already alleviate a great deal of pain and suffering in the other person. We invoke your name, Manjushri. We aspire to learn your way, which is to be still and to look deeply into the heart of things and into the hearts of people. We know that with all our attention and open-heartedness, we will look with unprejudiced eyes. We will look without judging or reacting. We will look deeply so that we will be able to see and understand the roots of suffering through the impermanent and selfless nature of all that is. We will practice your way of using the sword of understanding to cut through the bonds of suffering, thus freeing ourselves and other species. We invoke your name, Samantha. We aspire to practice your bell, to act with the eyes and heart of compassion, to bring joy to one person in the morning, and to ease the pain of one person in the afternoon. We know that the happiness of others is our own happiness, and we aspire to practice joy on the path of service. We know that every word, every look, every action, and every smile can bring happiness to others. We know that if we practice wholeheartedly, we ourselves may become an inexhaustible source of peace and joy for our loved ones and for all species. We invoke your name, Chitti-Karma. We aspire to learn your way of being present where there is darkness, suffering, oppression, and despair, so we can bring light, hope, relief, and liberation to those places. We are determined not to forget about or abandon those in desperate situations. We will do our best to establish contact with those who cannot find a way out of their suffering, those who strive for help, justice, equality, and human rights are not being heard. We know that help can be found in many places on earth. We will do our best not to contribute to creating more helps on earth and to help transform that helps that already exist. We will practice in order to realize the qualities of perseverance and stability, so that like the earth we can always be supportive and faithful to those things.
we bow together. the three refuges. I
take refuge in the Buddha and the one who shows me the way in this life. I take refuge in the Dharma, the way of understanding and of love. I take refuge in the Sangha, the community that lives in harmony and awareness. In the refuge of Buddha, I clearly see the path of light and beauty in the world. Dwelling in the refuge of Dharma, I learn to open many doors on the path to transformation. Dwelling in the refuge of Sangha, shining light that supports me, keeping my practice free of obstruction. Taking refuge in the Buddha in myself, I aspire to help all people recognize their own awakened nature, realizing the mind of love. Taking refuge in the Dharma in myself, I aspire to help all people fully master the ways of practice and walk together on the path of liberation. Taking refuge in the Sangha in myself, I aspire to help all people build fourfold community, to embrace all beings and support their transformation. Sharing the memory, reciting the sutras, practicing the way of awareness, gives rise to benefits without limits. We vow to share the fruits with all beings. We vow to offer tribute to parents, teachers, friends, and numerous beings who give guidance and support along the path.